All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. There's just no way I got VC banned for explaining the darn Trinity. There's no way. Okay, we're back, and I hope we don't get banned again. Ay, ay, ay. Hemi the man. What a name. All right. Okay, he left, I guess. Then I guess I'll wait for more people. Yeah. Hello, hello. How we doing today? Hello. Oh, hi. So what do you think about the topic?
What are you? What are we doing right now?
Um, Debating.
Hmm?
Debating. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good.
So, um, I'm agnostic, so can you explain to me your point?
Or about point about what exactly?
Um, that God is true.
Explain my point that God is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Which argument should I use? Um, okay, the strongest. So the strong. The main reason I believe in Jesus Christ is because the history, or because I believe in God is because of history of Jesus Christ. So it's based on history. That's one of my reasons. So most historians, whether like Christian or not, they agree on several facts, right? That Jesus existed, he was crucified, and his tomb was reported empty by his followers. And then his disciples early on, they sincerely believed that they saw him alive after his death. So all of these, like these pieces of evidence, those same disciples, they were willing to suffer and die, proclaim the name that Jesus had risen. So what I'm asking, basically, what best explains those facts, right? So I think what best explains those facts are the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Okay. Don't you think it's kind of weird how people say that he's seen someone after death when usually if you see in society you can't just say, oh, they're dead, and then you see them later on. And also with the bread and wine thing, don't you think that is also weird?
No, because it's a supernatural miracle. No, not exactly.
So why come it only happened dedicated to the Bible or part of that, and not today because supernatural things cannot happen.
What do you mean? I'm confused.
Like, a known thing of Christianity or dedicated to the Bible that supernatural happen things happens, but because it's known, but also there's no known thing today that no supernatural can happen.
I highly think that's false. That is definitely false. Many things have happened in my life recently that seems very supernatural. I understand that point, but the fact that we don't see the same kind of events today doesn't prove they never happened, right? Or doesn't prove it doesn't happen today. Once again, we're really modern in technology, right? So God can also work through these things. There's many reasons to why we don't quote unquote see supernatural events in the first place. I mean, you don't believe it. So if you don't believe it, why would you expect to see it in the first place, right? But like historical events, they're not tested the same way like the same way as scientific experiences, right? Oh my goodness, we investigate them through like testimony and documents and evidence. For example, we don't like personally observe ancient battles, things like that, but we still know them through the historical evidence. Um, but Christianity it never claims miracles happen consistently or constantly. It claims that God acted at specific points for specific reasons in history for specific purposes, right? Especially through Jesus. So there's specific reasons and purposes supernatural events happen. There's always a reason.
Okay, I might not know this, but why did so-called God make water turn into wine and then bread turn into that?
Huh? And bread turned into what?
Human
Human
flesh.
flesh. Human flesh. Whoa. No, he didn't turn bread into human flesh. No. Um, no. So the water into I'll get to that. So the water into wine miracle and the bread and the wine becoming Jesus' body are two different things. So when Jesus turned water into wine at the wedding in Cana, basically this was from John chapter 2. Christians believe it was a sign revealing who he was. Right? It wasn't just about making a drink, right? It showed his authority over creation and pointed people towards his identity. Now, the bread and the wine thing at the Last Supper is also symbolic of Jesus' sacrifice. So, Christians, we see this and we believe it as it. Oh my goodness. Jesus used those symbols to teach that his death would bring forgiveness and a new covenant between God and humanity, right? And then, but different like Christian traditions understand communion differently. Some say it's truly present. Christ is truly present in the bread and wine. Others understand it as just a memorial symbol But the purpose is to remember Jesus' sacrifice. It's not simply random miracle, right? So yeah, there's many reasons to why miracles happen. Specific miracles happen.
But there isn't really any known miracles happening today, as well as known back then.
Well, I understand what you mean. Miracles are not something, once again, miracles are not something constantly happening. God doesn't constantly do miracles every single time. Actually, and I think there very much are miracles happening today. There's many people I have seen perform miracles. But yeah, so by definition, right, they are unusual events, right? So we don't see them every single day. Just because we don't see miracles every single day doesn't prove miracles never happen, right? These are supernatural events. History is full of events we don't personally observe, right? We don't personally see. You look at the evidence and testimony, like I said before, there's many testimonies and evidence of people claiming supernatural events, supernatural things, right? So the question is whether a particular claim has enough evidence, not whether we can watch it happen or whether we think it happened, right? And once again, Christianity doesn't teach that miracles happen constantly. Like it's miracle. Once again, there's specific purposes for miracles, right? But yeah,
Yes, I get what you mean, that miracles don't happen every day, yet they don't really happen usually or at all. But also, I forgot my question, but okay, why do you believe in God? And is it because of Christianity or whatever your religion is, or because of personal beliefs?
is it because of Christianity?
Like
Like
you
you
look
look
forward
forward
to that
to that
religion?
religion.
I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God because of the historical case for Jesus Christ. It's kind of both. So my personal experience it strengthens my faith, but I don't believe in God only because of feelings of personal belief. But I believe Christianity is true because I think the evidence points towards it, like the historical evidence for Jesus Christ. Right. For me, it starts with the existence of God. So I think the universe has a beginning. Well, according to the Big Bang, the universe had a beginning. The existence of objective morality, consciousness, love, the order of the universe. This all points beyond just matter and energy, right? So then Christianity makes a specific claim, right? That God revealed himself through Jesus. The reason I believe Jesus is who he claimed to be, which is God, is because of the historical evidence surrounding his life, crucifixion, and then his resurrection. Um, but yeah,
Okay, so if Jesus is God as you claim, then why did Jesus so called pray to God if he is God?
well, that's not exactly. I wouldn't say he prayed to God. He prayed to the Father, and then this key thing is Jesus is not the Father, right? Because Christianity oh my goodness. Because Christianity teaches that Jesus is the Son, not the Father, the Trinity does not say Jesus is praying to himself, right? The Father and the Son are distinct persons who share the same divine nature. So when Jesus prays, he's basically showing his relationship between the Son and the Father. Nowhere in that prayer do you see Jesus being like less than God or not being God, right? So the Son and the Father and yeah, relationship between the Son and the Father, and it's also showing his humanity, right? Because Jesus is fully God and fully man. As human, he prayed just like any other human should, right? He prayed, he obeyed, and experienced a human life. So the fact that Jesus prays to the Father, it actually supports the Trinity because that's exactly what it shows, right? It shows that there's a real distinction between the persons, not essence, but persons. If Jesus were the Father, then praying would not make any type of sense, right? But Christianity does not claim that. So in John chapter 17, right, Jesus prays to the Father. In John chapter 1, the word is described as being with God and was God. So yes, both are true, right? Jesus is distinct from the Father, yet he is divine.
Okay, that to me doesn't really make any sense. But before I go, because there's been people that's been waiting for a while, do you believe in God because you need to make up something that why everything exists?
No, I believe in God because everything exists. That's why I believe in God
Yeah,
because
that's
things exist.
so
So
you
you
believe in
believe
God
in God
because
because
to make
to
up
make
an
up an
excuse why
excuse why
everything
everything.
exists.
No, that's not what I said. I believe in God because everything exists. For example, You look outside right now, right? We see the beauty of the world. We see the fine tuning of the world. We see nature, things like that. It's perfectly precise, put in place, right? A beginning needs a creator, needs a cause. If you look at a building, it doesn't create itself, right? Um, so I think the universe has a cause, right? Which is what the Big Bang model says. I don't know if you agree with the Big Bang or not, but yeah. So the universe seems to have a beginning. Therefore, I see it needs a cause, right? It's kind of basic logic, but yeah.
Okay, answer this one question and then I'll leave so someone else can come up. Why did he create everything just for it to go down millions years later? Like, a second galaxy is coming towards our way and will separate our I don't know what it's called. Like our planets connected to the sun, like it will separate that pole. Why did he make all this just for it to go bad?
Are okay. Yeah, these are like different things. Right. So I understood. So the size and the age of the universe, it makes humanity seem small, right? But Christianity teaches that physical size does not determine value, for one, right? Something can be small and still be
What?
meaningful. What? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, you.
No,
I don't
I
think
don't
you
think you
understand what
understand
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying.
I do, because you're bringing up a problem of scale of suffering. You said, why did he create everything just for it to come down? Like a galaxy is coming our way because our planet is connected to the sun. That galaxy is going to destroy the pull to our sun. I understand perfectly. I don't think you understand what you're saying, because the argument you're bringing up is called the problem of scale and suffering. Do you know what that argument is?
Of
Oh,
suffering?
suffering?
No, it's a problem. So the argument that you're using is called the problem of scale and suffering.
No.
No.
So you're using an argument you don't know. Okay.
No,
No,
that's
that's
well. You
well,
didn't
you
really
didn't
answer
really
my
answer my
question.
question.
Well, yeah, because you didn't understand what I was saying.
You can't
You
really
can't really
answer it.
answer it.
I can definitely answer. I just don't think you understand what you're saying, because you just told me you don't know what your own argument is. You're using the argument called the problem of scaling suffering. Why would God create such like a huge universe if the earth and humans seem like temporary, insignificant? It's going to go down, right? That's what the argument you're using. That is called the problem of scale and suffering.
So then,
So
can
then,
you
can you
explain to me
explain
what
to me what
suffering
suffering
means to you?
means to you?
It's not like what it means to me. It's this argument that atheists use, like you, for example. You just used it.
Okay, I
Okay,
don't
I
think
don't
you're
think
really
you're
gonna
really
answer.
gonna answer.
Okay. Well, you don't even know what your own argument is about. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
okay. Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
Host, do you
Host, do
think
you
that the
think that the
persons of the
person of the
Trinity can
Trinity can
change?
change?
Repeat that again.
Do you
Do
think
you
that the
think that the
persons of the
person of the
Trinity can
Trinity can
change?
change?
The persons of the Trinity, can they change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Um.
Well,
Oh,
Well,
I actually
I
write
actually
C,
write you know, if he
I
wants
want
to,
to
I
talk
want
to
to
him
talk to
about
him
this.
about this.
so
If he
If
can
he
you
can
host.
can
host.
you can start your own server.
Okay, I'll just
Okay, I'll
talk to
just
you
talk
then.
to you then.
Do you think
Do
the
you think
persons
the
of the
person of
Trinity
the
can
Trinity can
change?
change?
But God's nature doesn't change. The Father and Son and Holy Spirit, they're all eternally God. So I I wouldn't say so. No.
Okay.
Okay,
Does
does
Jesus
Jesus
inhibit a
inhibit
human
a
nature?
human nature?
Huh?
Does
Does
Jesus
Jesus
inhibit a
inhibit
human
a human
nature?
nature?
Yes, he has a human nature. Yes.
Did he
Did he
always have a
always
human
have a
nature?
human nature?
Did he always have a human
I'm just
nature?
I'm just
wondering.
wondering.
Yeah. No. I'm talking
I'm
just
talking
about
just about
Jesus,
Jesus,
not
not
about the
about
other two.
their two.
Well, yeah, incarnation. No, the Son is eternally God. He did not always have a human nature. So the Son took on human nature at the incarnation when he was conceived and born as Jesus.
Okay.
No,
I'm
I'll
not
allow
understanding
the
this
dissemination.
whole
This
concept
whole
of
concept
change within
and
the
within
person
the
of the
person of the
Trinity.
Trinity.
Why is he? Okay, anyway, huh? Repeat that again.
Why do you
Why do
think
you
this
think
wouldn't
this
count
wouldn't
as
count as
change for a
change for
person
a
of the
person of the
Trinity?
Trinity?
It, how was it changed?
Because
Because
from one
from
time
one
he
time he
didn't have a
didn't
human
have a
nature,
human
and
nature,
another
and
time he
another
did
time he
have a
did have
human
a human
nature.
nature.
Okay, interesting. So that's okay. No, because it's not changed because God's divine nature did not change, right?
Yeah, but I'm
God
not
didn't
asking
stop being what
asking
he
about the
was. Can I
hypostasis.
continue? So, right. So God did
Okay.
not change, right? He didn't stop what he was being or what he be, or what he was, right? Something. Oh, how would I put this? So God's divine nature change is because. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this is like okay. So the reason Christians don't say God divine nature changed is because God did not stop being what He was or become something different as His essence, right? So the Son still fully remained divine. He just took on an additional human nature, right? So a change in nature would mean basically a change in nature would mean God's divinity was altered or weakened or transformed into something else. Christianity completely rejects that, right? So it was not. There was no change.
But I'm not asking about the change in nature. I'm asking about the change in the person itself. It's when God has changed because the human is only a passing that show that we can be coming out of the Christ through the Holy Spirit. Um, do you think the human nature is in intra the hypostasis?
Hmm?
Actually, no. Wait. Actually, what's your account of change? What do you think change is?
What do I think change is?
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think change is?
how would I describe it? Something goes from one state to another. Sure.
Like the does Jesus go from the state of not being a man to having humanity, or like not having humanity to having humanity?
Hmm?
Does Jesus change from the state?
Um,
If this like you said that change is a state of affairs being different within time. So I'm asking you, let's say at some time Jesus does not have the human nature inherent in him, and then at another time Jesus does have a human nature, like the second person of the Trinity has a human nature at some other time. So by your definition, this will count as change.
no, not exactly, because no. So yes, the son goes from not having a human nature to having a human nature at the incarnation, but it's a change in the son's relation to the creation, right? And a change in his mode of existence. It's not a change in his divine nature or identity, right? So
Yeah,
the
but I'm not
claim is
asking about the
not
divine
that
nature. I'm asking about the hypostasis.
the claim is not that nothing about the son changed, right? That's not what we're saying. So the claim is that the son did not stop being God or become a different person, right? Or have his divine nature altered. That's what I'm saying. So before the incarnation, right, the Son was without a human nature. After the incarnation, the Son is God with a human nature, right? So the person remains the same. So oh my goodness, what was added is the human nature, right? So would you say that any new relation or like action automatically means a change in the being's essence or what?
Wait, can you ask me again? My mother was talking to me.
Would you say that any new relation or action automatically means a change in the being's like essence?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Filioque, yeah. Yeah, Filioque, that's what I'm asking about.
Wait, so you're saying if there's any change in state, then God has changed?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I believe that God can change.
So if we define change as any difference between two states, then sure, the incarnation involves a change in that sense, right? The Son went from not having human nature to having one. But the Christian argument is not that this does not contradict God. Like, how do I put this? Because like the change is not in God's divine nature, right? So it doesn't change God. It doesn't change his divine nature's existence or identity. The
Yeah,
Son does
I
not
agree with
become
you,
a
like
different
from an
being.
intellectual standpoint, but I'm asking like there's a like you will agree that there's a difference between the divine essence itself and the instantiations of the essence, which are the persons. So I'm asking specifically about the instantiations, not just the essence itself. Because I can agree with you that you guys believe that the essence doesn't change properties, but I don't know about like the persons changing themselves. Filioque, what do you think about this argument? Like, Son inhibited human nature, therefore change. I just want to hear y'all views on this.
Bro. Like,
Do you know if there's any any refutations to it? Like from your guys' standpoint?
Dang, got a lot of people on the server. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can let someone else. I don't care.
Okay. Well, have a blessed day. Hope you turn to Christ, bro. Uh, okay, next person, I guess. It's Nickit. Is that how you pronounce that? Hello?
Nor the intro.
How we
I don't
doing today?
know that.
Oh, how you doing today?
Sorry.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, let me start. Okay. So I usually divide these into 3 different categories. So one of the categories, the first one is there isn't a solid proof that miracles happen. The second one is the stories don't always match up perfectly in the Bible. And 3, there could be other explanations, and more morally, they are more believable to some people, mostly like me. If you want an explanation for the first one, there's some people say there isn't enough evidence to prove that Jesus did miracles like walking on water, coming back to life, and turning water into wine. There's not enough evidence for that. And actually, there's no evidence at all. It could have always started as a folktale, and rumors could have spread, and that could have happened.
Okay. Interesting. I want to stick with one at a time, right? I'm gonna start with the miracles. So you said there's no proof miracles happen. Am I correct?
Yep.
So, wait, you're looking proof for miracles. So I don't think you can prove anything in life. There's evidence, but you can't prove anything. But when you say no proof miracles happen, do you mean there's no scientific or no historical evidence? Because these are 2 completely different things. You can't use scientific evidence to prove a supernatural event.
Well, scientific, mostly because I'm believing that kind of stuff, and I feel like that's just not even possible without
Well, gee, I wonder why. I think it's called a miracle.
Yeah, and there's no proof that the miracle happened.
Yeah, but you're looking for scientific evidence for a supernatural miracle. That doesn't make any sense. So it doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about?
But if you look at it that way, is there anything after Jesus that okay. I understand that, and I understand that I'm looking in the wrong spot, and I feel like that I might be wrong, and I'm open for change. And I feel like that is like really stupid of me to look for scientific, even though apparently, I don't know, it's just weird to me. That's all that really like look into. It doesn't really make sense to me, so I don't. Yeah, that's just it.
Well,
But I
okay.
feel like that was the best argument. I agree that I did a little bit too like understating, and I don't really have an argument for that, and I feel like you are right about that. I should have came more prepared. But do you want to talk about the second? Because I don't really the stories don't always match. The 4 books in the Bible, Jesus' story, have the same different details. Some people that it makes stories less trustworthy, while others think it's normal for different people to remember different events differently. I feel like that it's like totally out of order, and it doesn't make sense to me, and I feel like the events are not in the same order. And I feel like some people may think that it's normal to have a book without the same orders, but if you were to put it all in order, it wouldn't make sense at all. So now I'm just kind of wondering like that.
Okay, interesting. So you're saying the gospel accounts are not arranged like in time order?
Yeah, sometimes. And then if you do put it in order, it looks kind of wonky and it doesn't make sense. But I'm not really sure, but like I don't know. But I feel like if you do put it in time order, sometimes I don't know, it's weird, but
Well, I feel like you're really assuming it should be in order when I don't think it should. So I understand what you mean. The Gospels are not always written in the modern timeline, whereas like every event is just arranged minute by minute, right? That doesn't automatically mean they're false, I would say. Ancient like writers like this, they often organize material by like theme or importance or purpose. It's not always strict order. For example, like biography might group teachings together, like even if those teachings happen at different times. So it's important, like whether there's differences, like whether the differences in order create a real contradiction. Because a contradiction would be something like one account saying an event happened while another is saying it never happened, right? Or one saying it's impossible at the same time. Right.
Yeah.
So two accounts describe the same events but arrange some details differently. That can happen with independent eyewitnesses. That's why I would expect from eyewitnesses, right? So which like event order do you think like creates a contradiction from like what verse?
Let me check my notebook real quick because I have a couple of this written down. Okay, wait. So, okay, here's one.
Oh, right. Here's one. Right. Interesting. We left, guys. I hope she turns to Christ as well. Um, why is he spamming in the chat? What is this? Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna let the next person up. What's up?
I have a question.
Your mic is like very, very low.
Wait, I know I'm on MacBook. Wait, I'm Christian myself. I have a question.
Oh, okay.
I'm born in a Persian family, so they're not Christian, but I'm a convert, and I'm not a Baptist, so will I still go to heaven even if I'm not baptized?
Well, any Christian go to heaven. I mean, I'm non-denominational. I don't align with I don't align with a specific denomination. But anybody who puts their faith in Jesus Christ, right, they can go to heaven. Um, so I wouldn't say if you're a different denomination, different, like, if you're Baptist, Catholic, Orthodox, Protestant, I think you'll still go to heaven as long as your faith is genuine and it's real, right? And you'll know if your faith is real if it shows evidence, which is like fruits of the spirit, self-control, not being slow to anger, things like that. The Jesus says in the Bible, if you really love me, you obey by my words. But yeah, I say you can still go to heaven. Yes,
Thank you.
I'm glad people are asking questions for real. Hello? Oh my goodness, that scared me.
I forgot to restart my. You gotta answer someone's question, but it's all good now. You can try me.
Oh, wait, what you said? I could drop you?
I originally gonna answer someone's question, but they dropped. So
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hello.
How we doing?
What is your point, or what is your point by like, do you believe in Jesus Christ? That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's kind of a real historical person. Yeah.
Okay, so how can you know that all of that is true? How can you know for sure that the Bible is true?
Because it's backed by historical evidence. What do you believe Jesus Christ was a real person?
I don't believe exactly,
What?
but I believe that somebody was, so to speak, speaking the truth back in the day, and he got, you know what?
I'm quite confused here. So, do you believe Jesus Christ was a real person and was crucified? Because those are like historical facts. He's a real historical figure. He started Christianity and was crucified.
But that's just a religious
No,
can
it's not.
believe.
This isn't in the religion. This is not in the Bible. This is like outside the Bible. This is like history. Like you learn this in history class in fifth grade.
But in your mind,
No, it's not in my
can
mind.
explain.
It's a real fact.
Yeah.
It's a historical fact. Like just like Julius Caesar or Shakespeare, it's a real historical fact. Like this is not just the Bible.
Hear me out. So, what does actually exist? It's what you have in this reality, what you have in this physical reality. Even the words, you could so to speak, of my mouth, it doesn't exist in this physical form. It's just a sound. But what I'm trying to say to you that you cannot know for sure. You can believe what other says and what others read in a book and what the system teaches you. But you cannot know for sure that Jesus Christ existed and it's happened like that, and like that. You cannot know for sure.
Was Julius Caesar a real person?
Who's who?
Was Julius Caesar a real person?
I don't understand what I'm trying to say.
What was Julius Caesar a real person? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who he is, but again, you can believe if you can
Okay.
believe in something that has existed, or you can just believe because Jesus Christ is historical. Is something in your mind. You can believe, oh, that man existed 3,000 years ago, or I don't know how long time was Christianity made, but I think it's 3,000. You can believe that, well, that was 3,000 years ago. He did that. He helped people waking up. He told the people what is the truth. He told he's the God. He created us and whatnot. You can believe that, but you don't know that. You don't know that that's true.
Yeah, I
Because
kind of do. I kind of, based on the historical evidence, I believe that it's true. It's not just because of my mind. It's because of the historical evidence, because of what I've read about the historical evidence.
But you just said it with your own mouth. You believe. You believe.
No, I said it's not because I believe. It's not because it's in my mind. It's because of the historical evidence.
Yeah, but you just have to be very naive to believe everything they put out.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I look at multiple sources, right? That's why I looked at Islam, Judaism. That's why I look at Islam,
You know
Judaism,
what?
Christianity. I'm confused here. Are we rejecting historical evidence or what? Like, I'm actually confused. What are you talking about?
I'm explaining you right now in very simple way. In your mind, you can have the past and the future, but that it's only in your mind. It doesn't exist in this actually physical form. The past doesn't longer exist and the future doesn't longer exist. It's all in your mind. That doesn't exist. Then it's just a belief. You believe somebody existed
No, that's
3,000
not
years
true.
ago.
So is all of history wrong?
You don't know for sure. Even the Hiroshima bomb in Vietnam, it's not
Bro,
wrong.
there's no way. I'm so confused here. So are we just rejecting history itself or what's happening? Because you're not making any sense here. We look at what's the truth based on the historical evidence. Dinosaurs, for example, we find dinosaur bones based on the historical evidence. Based on the
But
evidence of dinosaur bones and carbon dating, we believe dinosaurs are real. Just because it's not because they believe it or it's in their mind. It's because we look at the historical evidence. The same with the Bible. We look at the historical evidence outside the Bible, and I conclude Jesus Christ is God and He is the one and only true living God. Right? That's what I'm quite confused. No, not
you're
really,
talking
because
about
there's
the
carbon dating.
morons and you're talking about morons and religious belief. All of that is
No.
just a belief that, well,
Oh my
3,000 years
goodness.
ago there was this
There's no way. There's just no way.
big animals on the earth.
There's just no way.
Even you cannot prove that the dinosaurs are real. Did you think that in the museum
There's
you
just
see
no way.
fossils of dinosaurs? How
So,
naive can you be?
so you don't believe in dinosaurs?
I don't believe in something that I have never seen with my own eyes.
Are you serious right now?
Bro, look at
Are
the
we
sky.
serious?
Do you know
There's
who's
just no
actually
way.
the God?
Have you ever seen the president with your own eyes?
The president, I never see the
Right,
president,
so he's
of
not
course.
real?
It's the right
Is the
thing to
president
be the
real?
president.
Is the president real? You never seen him with your own eyes. Is the president real?
Bro, you contradict yourself. The president
Right,
is
right, right,
real.
right.
It's
No,
actually
no, you
real.
just said No, you just said you don't believe anything you haven't seen with my own eyes. You never seen the president physically with your own eyes, therefore he isn't real.
How can I not see the present? Right to the left, I have a glass of milk. In front of me, I have a screen. I
Yeah,
can
that's the
see
screen.
the
No, you
screen
said your own eyes, though. But you said your own eyes. You had to see them physically, not because of a
with
video.
my senses. What I mean with my eyes, I mean all my senses.
No,
I can
this
see
is
the
sad.
present.
This is
I
sad.
can feel.
Yo,
This is
bro.
absolute. This is sad.
So, can I speak?
Yeah, you got that, brother. This
Yeah.
is. Just be careful. He
Okay.
said if he doesn't see it with his own eyes, it's not real. Be careful.
Don't worry about it. Look, this is a topic that, like, it's not just because you have not seen something with your own eyes doesn't make it untrue. And okay, yeah, no one has seen God the Father, and not everybody saw Jesus in their life. I haven't seen Jesus. Many Christians have not seen Jesus. Some people have seen Jesus. Okay, I have personally never seen Jesus. That doesn't make him untrue in existing or being God himself. Now, the real thing is you have to feel Jesus, not see him. So when I say I've seen Jesus, I don't mean literally seen him with my own eyes, but I've seen him with my soul. And when you see something with your soul, you know it's true, you know it's real. And the logic that you're trying to give us is not the same logic that we have, because it's not something that you felt. You cannot understand it. It's like a whole different concept. Now, so you just okay, you're atheist. Were you born religious? Were you raised up religious? Were you part of a church?
I was raised Orthodox, religious Orthodox.
A Catholic, Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox or Coptic Orthodox?
Eastern Orthodox.
Okay, well, I happen to be Eastern Orthodox myself as well. I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened in your life, and you were taken away from the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, the true church. But I hope you can come back one day. So, what is your problems? Like, what made you leave the church?
I don't have any, you could say, problem. I don't have any problem. I'm just trying to explain to the people that you haven't seen Jesus Christ. How can you believe in something that you haven't witnessed it with your own eyes, with your own senses?
Have you
How?
seen Abraham
It's
Lincoln?
just like believing in gibberish. It's believing in gibberish. It's like believing that in something that happens 1,000 years ago, or like
Have you
even
seen
100
logic?
years ago.
No, no,
Have
no,
you
hold on,
seen
hold on,
logic?
hold on, hold on. Let's not do this analogization of analogization. No, what's the word? Whatever. Let's not analogize about if you've seen something or you haven't seen something. If you haven't seen Jesus, what makes okay, okay, you haven't seen Jesus, right? How can you still prove to me that he's not God, though? Just because you have not seen him. Okay,
Because
just because you haven't seen God himself, how does it disprove of God existing? What's your
well,
argument?
hear me out. So
Do you
I
see
don't
air?
believe I don't believe in something. I don't live my life on religious belief. I don't believe in something that I haven't seen with my own eyes. I only live the life as it happens. That's what
Yeah,
I
but
actually have in front of me.
you're going in circles. See, what you're doing is you're going in circles. I'm asking, okay, you do not believe that he exists or a God exists. Prove to me that God doesn't exist. Not just because you haven't seen him, but prove to me that
No,
he
no, no,
still
no,
doesn't
no.
exist.
I believe I have a theory that it's impossible us to just pop off a thin air. So I believe there is a creator that
So
created
then why
us.
do you not believe in the Christian God?
But because Christians and religious in this world was made by a man to enslave. It's literally just enslavement. It's just
What?
Are you talking about you're
it's
talking about
literally
Jesus?
enslavement. If you
You're
look
talking
at,
about Jesus.
no, I'm talking about all of the religions, all the
Well,
religions.
the
That
religion
what?
the religion of Christianity was made by Jesus. So then you're saying Jesus made this religion to enslave us.
No,
Okay, well,
don't say no,
let,
no, 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 don't say it. Don't say it. You will get banned. Don't say it. I just got a warning. If you say the word, you know what?
Okay. Well, look, I don't know. Yeah, I got it as well. Whatever. Look, no. Do you think the apostles died for no reason? Do you think all the martyrs died for no reason? I don't think all those and you know who I'm talking about since you were Orthodox. I don't think any of the martyrs and the apostles will die for no reason at all in their life. I don't think someone
One of them got their
no,
head
I
chopped off.
actually wrote the whole Bible. I was pretty into religious, you could say. I read the whole Eastern Orthodox Bible and also the
uh-huh.
Catholic Bible. I read it, both of them.
Okay, I know what
And
you're talking.
anyway, I read the Bible. I know what the Bible said, and I am a person
Yeah.
that actually thinks. I actually think of how will they know that? How can I believe that? And how can I believe them? From where? Like, how
The
can
historical
people be so
evidence.
naive?
No, it's simply looking at the historical evidence. It's how we find out anything historically. We look at the
But
historical evidence, and based on the
but
historical evidence, we see
you
what is
just talk
true.
of you just talk about historical evidence, but
Yeah,
don't you think they
exactly.
can mess up? Don't you think they can reroute the history?
Okay,
What
no, let's
rewrite
not talk
history?
about. Okay, I know,
That
you
doesn't make
haven't
any
answered my
sense.
question. I'm asking, did the apostles die for no reason? Is that what you're saying?
I don't believe in apostle.
No, the people that were with Jesus. That's who I'm calling apostles. Those apostles died by. You know what they died of? Terrible
I
death.
I don't believe that somebody died for Jesus.
But it's historical evidence. It exists
But you
outside of
can
the Bible.
prove you can prove because
Yeah, you
you
kind of
haven't
can't.
witnessed it with your own eyes. You
Oh,
can
you
but
got
see
it,
it.
Timothy.
If
He's
you're going by that logic, then every book about history that you've read about your life, for your country,
the Big
for
Bang.
the world, anything,
It's
it's fake.
false. It's false. It's false.
So
All religious beliefs are
what?
false.
No,
Is
no,
the
no, no,
big?
no, 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 no,
That
no.
doesn't make any sense. That is
About every book that you've read in your life, every book that you've read in your life about any kind of history is false. I'm saying that the apostles that died, they're also mentioned outside of the Bible. I'm talking about other kind of historical books that
Yeah,
have their deaths inside of them. So I'm not going off the Bible alone. I can show you other historical evidences of other books. So if you're saying that you do not believe in historic evidence, then every book that you've read up in your life about any kind of history is false. Then that's what you're saying. I'm not talking
yeah,
about the
that's
Bible,
true.
huh?
Yeah, that's true. But one thing you said you're Christian, and this I found a documentary that was a very long time ago. Actually, this was after I stopping going to the church and reading the Bible, because I was arguing with one of my friends that Christianity is just a belief, it's not something real. And I can put the documentary right. It's not working.
Okay.
It's not a
Look,
link. It's just the name of the dick. I don't know how to say it.
yeah, I know. Well, the main problem is that you started looking at stuff yourself without asking your priest. We have a priest for a reason. The priest is there to guide us, to help us spiritually, and with whatever else you want. He got VC banned. Okay, I'm just saying that you should leave the internet and stop debating people. Go to a priest. Talk to a priest. You are an Orthodox. You know who the priests are. Go talk to your priest. Your priest will help you. I can help you until one part, but a priest knows more than me. Okay, so go talk to a priest. Okay, a
well,
priest will help you.
Blocks Reaper. I think you should ask for a second opinion. You should always look at a second opinion. I mean, I don't see any downside to asking for another opinion.
Yeah, you can look at stuff. Yeah, you can look at stuff on your own, but if you're looking at false stuff that's going to change your opinion, then you shouldn't look at it as at all. That's why, as Orthodox, when we want to see something or learn something, we ask our priests. Because if we do something by ourselves, then we can be driven away from the truth. Atheist. Okay, Mr. Monkey Slime. Hello.
Hello. What's up?
How can you prove this false? What can I prove false? What are you talking about?
What talking about?
I haven't heard you enough. I can just tell you that I don't believe the Bible.
You don't believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
What do you not believe in? Do you like Jesus is God? Is that what you don't believe?
I view it the same as a book, Harry Potter book.
Why?
It's no different from a fictional story. You got a main character, some side characters.
Okay,
that's crazy.
Well, Jesus is the main character. I'm sorry to break it to you. So, like, yeah, okay, that's your own opinion. Can you prove to me that Jesus is not good, is not God? That's the burden of proof is on you.
I can prove to you that Jesus is not God. If God is to exist, he probably wouldn't be Jesus. He would be something. But I think Jesus, huh?
Have you read the Bible?
Some parts.
Okay, well then you cannot come up here and debate if God will.
I really hate it when people don't believe in the Bible, but they haven't even read it in a single time in their life. It doesn't make any sense. You don't come up here and say the Bible is fiction when you never read the Bible in your entire life. It doesn't make any sense, guys.
But
shuffle them around in your head.
The point of you coming here to debate is you know stuff. If you do not know stuff, then you can't just tell me whatever your opinion is without knowing stuff. You can just come up with an opinion that has no logic.
Okay, let me talk. So the Bible is written by like 40 people, right?
The Bible was written by the apostles, by other people, yes, and then it was compiled by others.
Okay. By modern psychology, you can see that 1 in 12 people is a psychological liar. So probably like 3 people who wrote that book, maybe even more, were psychological liars.
I don't agree.
No. Yeah, some people lie, of course. Some people lie, but the fact that people can lie doesn't mean every historical testimony is false. You also have to understand. So you also have to understand that it was also inspired by God. So God used these authors. I don't think God would use psychological liars to write the Bible, right? So it doesn't mean every historical testimony is false. You have to look at the evidence for each case. If the evidence aligns with what the Bible says, I will believe it. Based on the historical evidence, I believe in what the Bible says. So it's not about could they lie, right? Any person could have lied. You could be lying right now, right? The question is, do we have reasons to think these authors were liars? The question is, do we have reasons to think these particular authors were lying? What is your evidence that they were lying?
I just told you. By modern psychology, 1 in 12 or 1 in 8 people are psychological liars. Just by that, you can see that some percentage of people who wrote that books are psychological liars. And the definition of a psychological liar is a person who just can't stop lying. Okay?
So that is a circular argument.
What?
That's a very circular argument because if we applied that consistently, we would have to doubt almost every historical source we have because any historical writer could have been part of that percentage, right? So historians don't ask, could this person lie? They ask, is there evidence that is there evidence that this person was dishonest? So you can't just say, no, you can't just say, oh, 1 in 12 people are psychological liars, therefore one of them could have lied. No, you have to apply that to everything in life, right? Not just the Bible.
Why can't I say that?
Because you can't apply that. You can say that all you want, but you can't apply it to just the Bible, right? That doesn't make any sense. It has to be consistent. I feel like this is a straw man, and this is not a very good argument.
It's applied to everything, exactly.
Right.
What I'm
So
trying to say,
anything
the
in
Bible is
history.
wrote by a very small percentage of people, like 40 people, that and nobody else. It was not edited, not nothing. So what I'm trying to say, if there were psychological liars, yes, like Fedor Dostoevsky was a psychological liar. Like there was much more psychological liars in history, bro. But what I'm trying to say is like there's much more forces, much more sources for like history examples.
What?
There's like not only one person documented one event for a history event. Do you
So
get
I'm
me?
going to ask you this one more time because you haven't answered my question. What evidence shows that the biblical authors were lying specifically rather than what they were sincere but possibly being mistaken? Right? What is your evidence that they lied?
Well, that some of them must have been psychological
No.
liars.
What is the evidence that they lied? You can say they could have been, yes, they could have been liars, but what is your evidence that they lied?
They could have been. There were liars.
Yeah, but what is your
It's
evidence that they were?
it's 100. What do you mean
What
evidence?
is it?
It's
What is your
100%.
evidence that they were?
What do you mean my evidence? Google it. 1 in 12 people is a psychological liar.
Yeah, that's
Do you
not
know?
evidence. That isn't
Bro,
evidence.
a psychological liar is gonna lie his tits off. Okay? Have you been all around people who just lie and you're just sick of them?
No, so there's a difference between
What?
possibility. There's a difference between possibility and specific
It's not a
evidence. So
possibility.
yes,
It's
it is.
100%, bro.
No, it's a possibility. That's
Do you
what a
know how
statistic is.
math?
It's a possibility. Have a nice day. Okay, that's insane. Have a nice day. There's no way he said that. That's insane. That's a stupid argument. I'm not gonna lie to. Like that statistic, it only shows that some people are capable of lying. It doesn't prove that the biblical authors were among those people or that they were lying about Jesus. Yeah, I don't think you understand what math is because I'm pretty sure you're not understanding. For example, like if a person says some people lie, therefore this witness is lying, that doesn't logically follow, right? You need evidence that that specific witness is lying, right? It doesn't make any sense. I don't think you're understanding. I don't think he's understanding. People are like so logically like non-functioning. No, I definitely understand the definition. You don't, right? If I say, right, some people lie, therefore this witness is lying, that doesn't prove or logically follow. You need evidence about that specific witness. You can't just say, oh, because some people lie, they lie. Because some people lie, this specific person is lying. That doesn't make any sense. Please find some better evidence. Hello, what's up, bro?
Yo, hello? My bad,
How we
my
doing
bad.
today?
Minutes ago. The proposition is that Jesus Christ is God. Why do you think God exists?
Why does God exist?
Yeah, how do you come to that conclusion?
Based on the scientific evidence, historical evidence, the argument of reasoning, argument for love. There's many different arguments.
You can give
You can
any.
give that. Okay. What evidence should I use? Okay. Let's do. Okay. So, I would argue God exists because, oh, he is mad in the chat. Oh my goodness, he is angry. Anyway, so I would argue God exists because the universe itself needs an explanation. So basically, everything we observe in the universe is contingent. Could have been different. Basically, it depends on something else for its existence, right? The universe. So the universe exists. So the universe exists, but it did not have to exist at one point, right? It could have been nothing. So the question is, why is there something rather than nothing? Basically,
Yeah, that's the PSR principle. That's the metaphysical principle that we use
yeah.
justification.
No, not really. So okay, so
Not
what
really?
in the universe is
Yo,
so
dude,
what
someone's going Super Saiyan.
so what in the universe is eternal?
Well, and I don't need to demonstrate that. I don't need
Right,
to demonstrate
exactly.
that. I'm happy.
Exactly. So
Right, so
it had to
again, I'm
begin
just
in.
gonna keep on talking.
Right? Okay. Well, you failed to answer my question. Well, I asked you what in the universe is eternal, and you didn't answer my question, so I just put you down. I simply asked you a question. What in the universe is eternal? You dodged the question, and then you started insulting me, so I just put you down. It doesn't make any sense. It's okay. You did not answer my question. Right, exactly. Nothing is eternal. Thank you. Thank you for answering my question. I simply asked where anything in the universe, what in the universe is eternal? So, wait, Lucian, do you believe in the Big Bang? I'm asking, do you believe in the Big Bang? No, no, no answer. That's count two. Count two, no answer. Count two. I simply asked, where or anything, what in the universe is eternal? This is insane. These little kids keep screaming. Well, guys, have a wonderful, blessed day.